If she does, we'll bring her in as well. And I think it says that we are live, and welcome everybody. It is Friday. Thank you for joining us in the panel this Friday, which is Nina and Steve and Miss Amber Dawn. And Brian won't be joining us because he was impacted by the hurricane. And so there we go. That's the status of everyone. So BOSTO favor, which in this case, it equates to empowered to be to prosper. So take it as you like it. So panel, how's it going? Ladies first, which would be you,
Good.
Nina.
I
Start.
guess that's me. Yeah, doing really well. Had an awesome new moon yesterday. Did some
Yes.
manifesting, and yeah, it's good.
Good, good, good. Steve, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing okay. I'm fighting the good fight, working on my music.
Well, keep strong, keep determined, and just keep on. That's yeah. I was in ROTC and had a drill sergeant, but he was a cool one. You know, he was like, "Man, never give up. Just keep on." So, and Amber is does not have her camera hooked up, so um, she will she'll show us the card, but she can't actually set up the camera. So that's why you see her graphic the way it is. And I just saw Sarah, who's like my secretary, I tell you, is Jennifer will be joining us. So, oh, well, there she is. If I'd stop talking, I could actually bring her in. There she is. So we have Miss Jennifer. So we'll get her. Big Al, hello. How are you, my friend? And Miss Theresa, how are you, sir? I'm writing this as quickly as I go. Lots of people. So Jennifer, how are you doing?
Phew, I could hear everything. I could hear everybody saying there was glitches. I'm saying I'm here.
It's like
until I learned how to chat.
The bus driver was not paying attention. So how are you doing?
Okay.
So good to
I'm
see
good.
you.
I'm good. Busy week.
Busy?
Thank you. I'm excited. I love
Excellent.
it. Yeah, it's been busy. Interesting week.
Well, we are living in definitely interesting times. Does anyone have any comments about what you see? As I had some people email say, does any of the panel, do they ever like do any readings about what may be coming down?
I received a reading about the Mars retrograde that we're in. Give that perspective. It matters to me a lot as an Aries, so I have to be conscious of Mars retrogrades as an Aries because I could really invert my aggression and direct it in the wrong way if I'm not careful about checking my impulses during times like this.
I can relate. I'm a Gemini, but you know, I had a neighbor that decided to do construction at 12:30 at night.
Ooh. Yeah.
You find out, you know, what really. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm right there with you. Nina, you were going to say something.
Yeah, I don't really do reading to see, what's coming up the next few days, but when I do hump day and whatever, I do get a feeling sort of, and this new moon seemed really heavy. The energy seems really heavy. A lot of people are saying it feels like a full moon. So there must be, and I'm not an astrologist, so I don't know exactly what's going on out there, but there's something else going on. Definitely, it's not just a new moon. It's something's happening out there. So I just buckle up, I guess, and just be mindful of that. That's, there's some things happening, and to pay attention, and be mindful. Yeah.
I started hearing last November that this coming fall, Particularly the October we're coming into, and then moving into November. And I can tell you from sources, even in the government, they're preparing for something.
Mm.
So
We have a
and,
full moon in
pardon?
2 full moons in October.
Yeah, that's right.
And,
2 full moons.
Yep, and the second full moon is on Halloween. It's on Samhain. So
Yeah.
anybody who is practicing any proper ancestral magic needs to hold that power in October.
Mm-hmm. It's
Yeah,
gonna be fun.
I mean, we all like the future to be, pixie dust and unicorns, and I dig that view too. I mean, my happy place is the beach. I can go there anytime in my mind, and in my spirit I can. But I gotta tell you what, I'm just not getting the warm and fuzzies. No matter what I do, I just don't get the warm and fuzzies
No.
about. Al says
No.
that he's in California with Perry, and he is saying it feels very strange here in California, very ominous. Yeah, yeah. Robin Ledford says goosebumps. Yeah, so it's
And with the 2 full moons and then the Mars retrograde, it's going to be bringing to light a lot of things that we might not like what we're seeing now with the trafficking and all of this stuff. And then the Mars retrograde, it's just all these fires and stuff. It's definitely manifesting.
Jennifer, you were going to say something?
I just absolutely agree. It's heavy. There's an emptiness, and I feel like people are facing their inner emptiness, and without internal practice, or don't know what to do with it. I was just speaking on this before with a friend, and so to not be able to be comfortable in that space makes it very uncomfortable to face the things that, Amber's just said are going to be coming to light, the harsh realities of what these systems have been built on and why they were built in the first place. And because there hasn't been that inner work done en masse for, a long time, it feels like people are on the trigger, and they don't know how to shoot. And so we have shots going off everywhere. So it's tough, and it's going to get tougher. I feel October is going to really come down hard on a lot of people.
Interesting.
Which
Amber,
I don't like saying, but
well, I mean, now listen, they often say you can never know what joy is without pain. I mean, if you wouldn't know. Amber, I read, and I'm not an astrologist. I'm not, and it's not my calling, but I find it interesting that I read yesterday that as we enter into this new age, this age of Aquarius, there's going to be this pull. There's a separation from one old age that's been well established in its time, but now its time has passed, and it doesn't sometimes want to give up as freely as we often think it should.
Yeah, we're going into the age of information, and Aquarians, they are for the betterment of humanity, and things have to come to light so that we can shift the energy that we didn't even know was there. So it's important to go through these hurdles because it wakes us up. A lot of if we're comfortable, then we're not gonna see anything. We're not gonna want to change anything. So it's an important part of the process. So it's a good time to
that's so
take
true.
that energy and work with that energy and try to let it go and not let that fear consume you. So that you can learn new techniques and you can share to other people, just kind of like what we're doing, and just wake people up one person at a time and figure out how to sculpt our future.
I agree. I agree. I sense it. It's ever present. I get up many times about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning to go outside. Um, there is the stars themselves seem to have shifted, but that could be just merely my perception. So who knows? Um, Interesting. We'll see what the cards. Last week we pulled 37 cards, folks. I mean, what a marathon. That was just incredible. So if y'all are ready, Nina, we'll start off with you. You'll going to have us think of a number of 1, 2, or 3, correct?
Yeah, so I've already pre-done everything. I've already gotten the cards, so you don't have to sit here and watch me shuffle them for the 1, 2, or 3 anyway. So yeah, so sit back, relax, meditate on the numbers 1, 2, or 3 while you have a question in mind, okay? That way the answer card is going to make more sense to you. But before I get going on that though, I just want to clarify, there seems to be some confusion still with the hump day on YouTube. I actually go live on Facebook in the morning. It's 9 o'clock in the morning here Pacific. That'll be like noon Eastern, and wherever that fits in your neck of the woods. And then I upload it as a premiere for YouTube in the evening. Now, there's a lot of people jumping on there thinking that I'm going live, and I'm not. So I apologize for those of you who are showing up wanting an additional card. Unfortunately, I don't do that during the YouTube in the evening. I figure between the Facebook in the morning and then this show on Friday, I figure that's covering kind of everybody there. So just wanted to clear that up. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say. So I'm going to start right away here with number ones. Okay, for those of you who picked number 1, and this is of course for everyone. So even if you are catching this on the replay, it doesn't matter. This message will still be for you. My intention is for Spirit to lead those who could use this message at this time, whether it be live or on the replay. Okay, so all right, so if you pick number 1 and you had a question, they're saying to use your intuition, okay? Listen to your intuition. You already know what the answer to this question is. The guides are reminding you that love is your energy, okay? The crystal angel is topaz. Forgiveness heals. Time to release repressed anger as it is blocking your health and happiness. Forgiveness seems to be coming up a lot for me lately in the last couple of weeks. I think this might be a really good time to do some forgiveness, okay? And that also includes yourself. So if I've been beating yourself up about something, it's time to forgive yourself for that, okay? And use the energy of love, okay? Self-love, love for others, however this fits in your life at this moment, okay? And you already know the answer. So use your intuition, trust it, okay? And if you do need help, it's always good to ask your guides and your angels if you need a little bit of help in this department, okay? So hopefully that resonates for you, number ones. And we're gonna move on to number 2. So if you had a question number 2, they're saying yes. Whatever that question was. And this card fits in real well with all of us here. BOSTO.
Yeah.
There's your BOSTO card right there. Be of service to others.
This is freaking uncanny.
And then we have the crystal angel with Malachites. Prosperity. That's the card that everybody wants. There's a positive shift in your flow of divine support. And prosperity could be not just financial, it could be whatever it is that you're
Health.
wanting. It could be health, exactly. Prosperity and whatever it is that you are working with right now. The flow is open for support, divine support in that area. Okay, so that is a really good message there for number 2s. Then we move on to number 3. Of course, where there's an up, there's always going to be a down. So for number 3s, if you had a question, they are saying no at this time. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It's just maybe not right now. But the guides are reminding you that abundance is your right. Okay. So just because it's not happening right at the moment, keep working on that. Okay. And then the crystal angel is clear quartz. Let yourself feel all your emotions. Your entire rainbow spectrum of feelings is sending you important messages and guidance. So it's okay to feel whatever it is that you're feeling. Okay. Don't be, worried about that. Okay. Allow yourself to feel it. That way you can work on it. Okay. Know that abundance is your right. Okay, and I keep working on that. Right now, it's still in the new moon energy. Great time to do some manifesting, okay, if that's what you need to do. But whatever your question was may not be at this time, okay? So I hope that resonates for you, number threes. Let me know. I always like some feedback.
Well, we got 111 right now watching, so
Oh, nice.
we
Nice.
have like the numbers are just, and this is uncanny because we don't do this ahead of time. We basically, I come on about 5 minutes before, and then we just
Yeah.
talk a little bit and go.
Yeah.
So, I wrote in the chat room, nothing missing, nothing broken be in our lives. And remember, favor in this case, and it's interesting, and I wrote empowered to prosper. Your cards are just, so
There you go.
this is far out stuff. I don't care what anyone says. I love it.
Yeah, I trust that, the guides and angels are doing the work. Like, it's not me. They're just using me. And so, yeah.
Well, if you go by it, I was taught in my religion that the number of angels in heaven alone is over 100 trillion. And there's one walking around here apparently because the lights on. They never do this except when we're on this type of topic. Well, thank you. That is just far out. I just gotta say it's far out. So we're going to start. I actually have a list, so now I don't get so confused because it was flat moving last week. Steve, I'll start with you, and David Barry would like a card.
He's a regular. So
Yes.
Kicking things off for everybody's consideration, every reading, orange-bellied parrot is the animal spirit that will be presiding over, and this is a fire elemental. Radiance, expression, communication, and acceleration. All right, so David, I have for you the Five of Bows reversed, which is empowerment. That is that image is that's a real. This is an artistic depiction of a real drawing that's in Ireland. I think it's in one of the Celtic places. That's the Dagda. He's a very, very powerful Tuatha De Danann god. And so you've got empowerment reversed. So you've got a lot of you've had a lot of conflict that you've been kind of on the losing end of. And so you don't feel like you've got that strength anymore. You're going through a developmental process. This is Ingwaj. This is the fires of the ceremony. This is the ceremonial fire, the sacrificial fire, the fire of transformation. Ingwaj. So this defeat is kind of part of your breakdown process, and you'll be building back up from this point forward.
Now, I know a little bit about the inside story on some of the people here in this soul tribe. David, that's spot on. I don't know, from my observation, from the little bit, the poquito that I know, far out. Thank you, Steve. Jennifer, Big Al. He is our native truck
Big
driver
Al.
over there. Yep, Big Al. Fantastic artist.
I keep getting Big Al.
You like him.
Wow.
He
Lena,
is.
thank you.
You're
Sorry,
welcome.
my number one was spot on.
What
So,
was it? Oh, awesome.
yay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Big Al. I did Big Al last week, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Big Al. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. So 2 cards, and I know we usually pull 2, 1, but I'm just going to mention our messages firing back and forth, both in the physical and to yourself, from yourself, the depths of you. I say that because you get the Judgment card, Big Al, again in, you know, this is calling from deep to deep, calling from the depths of you. And so I suppose there's a little bit of the dark coming out of the darkness, where these tombs are, where these what look like grave sites are, into the light. There's something that is bringing enlightenment to you, helping you get on that path, get on that soul's path. Maybe a little bit more fire behind what you're doing, maybe a little bit more self-importance and self-empowerment about what you're doing is required here, Big Al. A little bit more fire as to what your abilities are, and how talented, like Wayne's just mentioned, you are, and that you can really go for this path. But I want you to put a little bit more of a oomph into it, so to speak, which could be difficult right now, but you know you're being called towards this. So take note of those messages, both in the physical from other people to you, but more importantly, from the depths of you. The hardships that you've been through, those inner demons, those inner diamonds that you've been chiseling away at, have built firm foundations. You're a good man who has built a good foundation to go forward. And you are all that, even though you tell yourself sometimes that you're not. So go for it, Big Al. I hope that helps.
Al, uncanny. That's all I can say. Amber, you have his co-pilot there, Perry.
All right, Perry, let's see what we got here.
Every time I think of Perry, I think of the cartoon, the platypus. Does anyone know that? Okay, maybe not.
Okay, so I can't share my screen. I don't know if you have to push a button, but it's okay. I can just say, I think, Perry, I pulled something very similar last week for you. I've got the Page of Wands. So we've got like a lot of fire cards so far. That's your creativity. That's what pushes you forward. That's the fuel. Add some kindling to that fire, put some logs on there, build it up, be passionate. And then I got the drum, which represents dreaming a big journey. So if you dream big and you put that passion behind it, go for it, go all the way. Don't hold back, because the Page of Wands is the beginning of something prosperous and beautiful. And even if it's just a project, something you do alone, it doesn't matter, because it's going to help you to just basically, you know, be passionate and be who you truly are.
And I didn't plan this. I didn't know. I mean, I got a list here, and I guess things are just the way they meant to be. I mean, the same people twice in the weeks. Interesting. Nina, Spirit Woman, Colorado.
All right. So this week I thought I would use another deck that I just got here. It's called Spellcasting Oracle deck.
Ooh.
So this deck is a little different. It has a message, and then it also has a spell incantation that you can do to empower whatever it is that the message is all about. But I'm not going to read that part on this thing here. But I will read from the book, because it has a lot of information in there. So that's what I'm going to be pulling from. So I'm going to pull one for her. Here. So we got compassion. Let's see what that's all about. So it might be quicker if I already know the person, then I can pull ahead of time here, so you guys don't have to watch me do this. Oh, at least this one's more in a alphabetical order. That's good. The last deck wasn't. All right. So magical guidance, they call it. It's time to soften your heart a little and offer a sympathetic ear to those close to you who are in need of your love and support at this time. Often, emotional hurts cause the heart chakra to close, preventing any feelings of tenderness towards others. It is time to break down your defenses and remember that a trouble shared is troubled halved. Try to imagine how it feels from another point of view as you start to hone your natural warmth and sympathetic nature. Compassion occurs when your heart expands and opens up to embrace both the emotions of others and those of your own. So go easy on yourself. So hopefully that resonates for you there, Spirit Woman.
Getting such positive feedback on the 1, 2, 3. This is in the readings that are going on. Great. Kind of let y'all know, Steve, I have you with Fire Girl. Jen, I have you with Silver Sky. Lost in Space, Amber for you, and then Karen Lynn, Nina will be for you.
Okay.
How does that go? Is that good? So it's Steve, Fire Spirit Girl.
All right, Fire Spirit Girl. You've got the Knight of Pentacles reversed. You've got you have trouble with the breadwinner aspect of things. That force that is meant to pursue the abundance is not quite succeeding. This problem has a connection with Lagouge reversed, which means that they're not tapping into the deepest of their personal ability to go in and achieve that abundance. The advice that I would give is that this person reevaluates their direction, right? They make sure that they are going towards their highest possible achievements, and then looking back and asking, have I been going deep enough into my own abilities to actually fulfill what I'm really trying to do here?
Fantastic. Okay, Jennifer, Silver Sky. I know that color of our skies.
Hey, Silver. So we've got the Queen of Cups for you. Whether this is you or somebody within your circle, it's asking you to be guided by your intuition and maybe not know all of the answers in what would seem like more of a factual, linear form. It feels like you've been seeking that kind of feedback, that kind of knowing, when actually right now you need to dig deep into that intuitive waters. Also some kind of remembrance that you have within your waters. We all know that water holds memory. Maybe when we haven't transmuted certain memories, certain things that we haven't really wanted to look at in the cold light of day, it's difficult to go in and access them. Nevertheless, they're there. And so you're being guided through intuition to, you know, go deep into those inner waters, and just trust what the feedback is that you get from you, rather than tiring yourself out both mentally, physically, and emotionally and spiritually by looking for facts. You know, what are facts anyway, and who is giving the facts. So right now you're just being guided to go grind into that intuition and be guided by that. Being to stay in emotional balance. You feel like you're on the brink of emotional imbalance, it feels like, or somebody within your circle, but that's affecting you also. So I hope that helps, Silver.
Y'all are just the people. I wish you could see this chat. It's it would really build up your ego. So y'all are doing a fantastic. It's resonating with people. Amber, Lost in Space.
Hi, Lost in Space. All right. So I pulled a couple cards fell out for you. So we've got the Six of Swords. I'm going to go ahead and just read this one. So this one says, the movement of any kind is a risk, but then again, not moving can also be just as dangerous. Trying to stay where you no longer feel safe and secure will not serve you. You have outgrown your old self, and it is now time to say goodbye once and for all. No one said any of this would be easy, but at least for now, you don't have to do anything other than glide on the wind current of inevitable change. So the swords is air, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. It's also the mind. You got two oracle cards. One is the Peacekeeper. Let go of the need to be right. So possibly you're hanging on to old beliefs that you think are right. Just because you also got the Moon. Take note of intuitive messages. So sometimes growth is a silent journey. So pull back whenever you want to have a disagreement with someone. Let what your conversation is telling, what the conversation is about, let that resonate within you and find your own answers from your own wisdom and let yourself grow from that.
I love that statement, Amber. Growth, the silence is a growth within itself. Fantastic. Nina, Karen Lynn, and then Steve, I got Sarah Horton for you, Jennifer, Deborah Truex, and then Amber, when we get to you, would be Robert V.
All right, so Karen, we got animals, I guess. You often feel that you much prefer the company of a furry or feathered friend to that of the human variety. You understand animals are special, for they hold no judgment, only a pure love that radiates on a cosmic level. Show your appreciation of their loyalty and personal qualities by taking time out with an animal companion or playing with a beloved pet. The love you share with animals is special and continue when they pass over, as they remain faithfully by your side in spirit. Losing an animal companion who's wandered far from home is a heartbreaking worry. Your prayers for protection will guide them safely back at this time. So hopefully that resonates for you, Karen.
Thank you, Nina. Steve, Sarah Horton.
Sarah Horton.
I feel like Monty Hall. Come on down, Sarah Horton.
Did she hear a who?
Exactly. And it was Phineas and Ferb that I was thinking about every time I think of Perry.
All right. So, Sarah, for you, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. All right. So, resource management. The matter involves resource management, and the message for that is, what you're doing with the things that you have. You know, have fun. You might want to like, you may actually need to show it off a little bit, you know, like you know, as if you have like a room that you've decorated and you're proud of it because it serves a purpose, and you want to set a good example, and you want to, you know, like get people really excited about the idea of doing it too. It feels along those lines.
Cool. And I tell you, folks, I have got a list. Seriously, it just keeps growing. So, this is becoming really a popular venue. I'm like, wow. Jen, Deborah Truex.
Okay, Deborah. So I wanted to pull from this deck, but I went to one of the older decks that I have that it's written all over, it's ripped and sellotaped, and it was something about remembering the old for you, and the Six of Cups comes out. So there's a remembrance of past times, better times, a consideration of how you implement some of those past times that either had more structure, more routine, or just good, wholesome things within it, how you implement that in your present day. That's been weighing heavily in your emotional field right now. How you implement that within your structure. Something about a grandmother, the way that she did things, something about the nature of coziness, the nature of structure at the same time, but of love and compassion. So you've been finding ways, or trying to find ways, of how you can implement this. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed or guilty about trying to implement past times in a present time that is very different to such a past time. That you may have to think outside of the box of how you implement new ways to structure the things that give off the same frequency as these past times that you're remembering, but at the same time take into account the present day that we're in, which makes a lot of that difficult, depending on where you are in the world right now, or what lockdown you are on right now, you know. So don't beat yourself up too much, just think outside the box a little bit more. I hope that helps, Deborah.
With the way it's been going, Jennifer, y'all are reading spot on. Amber, Robert V over at Milky Way Soul Tribe channel. How you doing, Robert?
Hey, Robert. I'm so happy to pull some cards for you. BOSTO. Okay. So I pulled 3 of Cups, which I kind of just want to read out of this because it's so cool. So let me just read this paragraph here. It says, because there are puffins on this, the bird puffins. So it says, all work and no play makes puffin a very boring bird indeed. There must be a balance in your life between the world you live in, the world your soul is in, and the joy you give for both, which is why we party. Gather some friends and allow yourself to unwind. It's time to take your serious face off and feel the fun of your physical journey. And then we've got Father Sky, Mountains, and Guardian Angel. So trust in the unknown. Know that you're on the right path. Stand your ground. Don't let your insecurities detour you from what you truly love. Don't get overwhelmed and work too hard. Make sure to make time for yourself. You are not alone. You are being guided. You have guardian angels all around you, and you're doing everything right. You just need to enjoy yourself and not be so focused on tasks. Try to unwind a little bit.
Doesn't that sound like Robert V? I mean, when you were reading that, Amber, I could see him.
Me too. I thought that was great.
I mean, spot on. Nina, Darth. We all know Darth.
All right.
How are you, Darth? And Steve, I have for you Brenda. And then Jennifer, I have Ricky, Spence, and daughter. And then Amber, it will be with you for, I think that is Celestial Shamak. So,
And my reading with Sarah was a little bit more accurate than I thought. She's starting home Tai Chi lessons. So my association to home was really on point.
I mean, I'm reading this and folks, you're blowing them away. It's like laser focus.
Synchronicities. It's beautiful.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Okay, Nina, my
All right,
apologies.
Dart. We got inspiration. Inspirations beacons you to trust in your imagination, for this is a gateway to real magic and a world that you wish to light up. Call upon the spirits of the air to stimulate your mind and illuminate any creative ideas. A flash of inspiration to bring about a brilliant revelation will change your course and is reflected in your thoughts and dreams. Focus and follow up on an intervention or innovation. Allow your inner creativity to be expressed. Take long walks to clear the mind and allow nature to truly inspire you. So throw caution to the wind and watch your visions manifest into reality so you too become someone to aspire to. Hope that resonates for you there, Dart.
I have a sense it does. I don't know that for sure, but yeah. Steve, Brenda.
Brenda. All right, Brenda. Yeah. All right. The Knight of Swords reversed. Brenda, Knight of Swords reversed. So you've been taking an idea in the wrong direction. You may have been experiencing a little bit of resistance to what you'd been promoting, because nobody's been able to properly kind of articulate something that's a little bit wrong about what you've been saying. You've been you're coming from a place where you're really happy about it. You got Wunjo over here, right? So there was good work that was done, but you do have to reevaluate how you've been directing the idea.
Thank you, buddy. Do we have a rune?
Yes, that was Wunjo.
Oh, Moonjo. Okay. All right. I was busy writing.
It's the satisfaction. It comes from the satisfaction of a good close of a deal, if you will. The work is done, and it feels good that you got the work done.
Far out. I love it. So Jennifer, this is Ricky Spence and
Yes.
daughter. So I don't know. Maybe one for each one. I guess that's what I'm seeing on that.
Okay.
I think that's rather cool that parents have their children watching. I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. So who was the first one, Keith Spence?
It is Ricky. And I don't know the daughter. Ricky is, I'm assuming
Rick Spence.
maybe the father. I don't
Well,
know.
that's no problem. That's okay. So the King of Swords, for you, so there's this air of authority, a very meticulous nature, and it serves you well to be meticulous right now. Taking time to prepare, taking time to be very strategic. Swords, it's the intellect, the words, but through those are the manifestations of the creation. And there's something about you wanting to, you've got a very overwhelming want and need to protect your own. There's the very stern but loving energy towards that. I would say in that, keep a hold of the thoughts that they don't override you, because it's thoughts with the Queen of Cups on the bottom of the deck this wanting to protect, balancing out. You don't want to get over emotional about it. Be meticulous, be aware of your planning, your strategy, and know that your power is in that, but not get too emotionally invested in what will happen, what will happen, what will happen, because that'll make it a bit difficult on you, as far as this overwhelming desire to protect right now, which is completely understandable. So for your beautiful daughter, let's see. Okay, so we've got the Judgment card again, and it keeps coming up. It keeps coming up on my daily reads and private reads. This calling forth, I'm not sure how old your daughter is. It matters not, to be honest, in that the right steps are being taken and she's being guided the right way. But to take note of that inner calling, that deep calling, of where she feels led to spend her time, what she wants to leave behind. For some reason, I'm picking up leaving a certain sport, a certain club behind, or a friendship group, and deciding what you want to take forward from this point on, you know, what serves you, and what has had its day, what you're going to leave here in the ground, what you're going to leave to just go back to nourishing the ground it sits on, and what you're going to take forward. A lot of this can cause a feeling of nakedness, you know, they're rising, reborn. They've gotten off the path, but with all that experience held, and they're stripping themselves bare of everything that is overlay, and there's left behind this, you know, newness, this new skin that has a calling to go forward in some way, some form. And that isn't to be ignored, regardless of the age of your daughter. But to leave something behind right now that's been niggling to get left behind is a good thing, you know. I hope that helps on both points.
Thank you, Jennifer.
You're welcome.
Amber, Celestial, and it's Shamak. I did not, should have recognized that. That is the female of a shaman.
Hi, Celestial. I'm going to just call you Celestial. I found that this was quite fitting with your name. So we've got a couple cards that came out. The first card I'm going to read, and then the rest I'll just explain. So the first card is the Star. And it says, I know you see me, even though I am far away. You see me shining from where you are. I hear your thoughts and words from your heart. Sometimes with wishes so big, you are too scared to speak. Yet I hear them. I do, and I send them back to you. Tenfold wishes all coming true, just so you know that I see you. And then we have the Temperance and the Empress. So you may be feeling a little bit like you're lagging behind with something. Just have patience and know that your wishes are being heard. Have patience with the Empress, knowing the Empress is a creator. She's a very patient, kind woman. And there's a cow on this one, and she's sitting in the middle of a field, and she's relaxing and enjoying the sun on her back. So just know to not force things, because sometimes when you try to force, in fact, every time we try to force something, it gets in the way of a manifestation. It will bring more roadblocks. So just trust the process. Keep putting out your energy into the, ethers. And then we have Protection Guardian with the Oracle cards, and that is drop your shields. Everything's fine. You're doing great, and just have faith that everything is happening the way it needs to be.
I love that. Thank you, Amber. And Amber, the next one for you that I have will be, when I get to you, will be Christopher Gallagher.
Okay.
Okay. Nina, source frequency. And then after her, to let you know, I have Pam Vogel. So that will kind of give you a heads up going down.
Wait, who's next?
Nina.
It's me. It's
Oh,
just
okay.
that,
Sorry,
yeah,
Nina.
it's
I
good
wasn't
to-
sure.
It's good to have this done ahead of time so you don't have to sit and watch me do this.
My
Um,
internet keeps freezing up, so I didn't know that. Thanks, Amber.
Amber,
All
Celestial
right.
said spot on.
Perfect.
So you got, I don't know if you can see this, but courage. Your extreme aversion to something that's plagued you for most of your life is causing you to become irritable. An overwhelming and deliberating fear has significant impact at even the thought of coming face to face with your agonistic perpetrator. Avoidance and an exaggerated, unrealistic sense of danger has led to restrictions and increased your anxiety. Tracking back to the original source of the phobia will help you to understand your trigger and an intense psychological reaction in order to heal. With courage and a little banishment magic, you can find complete peace of mind. So I don't know if that's something that you've been dealing with lately. I know the energy right now is kind of that way as it is, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Odd that we taught on banishing spells.
We sure did. Yes. There you
I
go.
don't know. Thank you, Nina. Steve B.E. and Jen Marla Jones is for you. So Steve B.E.
All right, BE. BE, you've got the stag reversed. This is the strength card. All right, so this is the stag reversed. So the stag that's got all sorts of interesting archetypals that are associated with it. The stag is part of there's the ceremonial hunt, which has a lot to do with the rite of passage for kings and things of this nature. And this reading has kind of a similar vibe as in like the first one that I had, which had that empowerment reversed. And it so happens that the Ingwaj rune also popped up with that again. So you've kind of failed a trial, if you will. You just went through some sort of a trial and it was a fail. So it may have, you may feel a little disappointed about it. However, you're now going through a development process since then. So just ride with the lesson of the failure.
Is that it?
That's it.
I tell you, at times this is great stuff. That's all I got to say. Marla Jones, Jennifer.
Muted. Jenny, you're muted.
Thank you. Thank you. We've got the Temperance card here. So a major arcana asking us to stay into balance, to find that alchemy, that, there has to be an exchange, an effort made to find that balance. There has to be something given, something taken, and so sometimes, or something added. And so when you're feeling that negative energy, to not lose your balance quite so easily, and that balance is being challenged not just in you right now, but everybody. And so this is the test that you've been waiting for. You naturally are quite good at balance. You're naturally quite good at alchemy, and taking even negative energy and transmuting it into something positive. We wouldn't know how much we've ascended in the Temperance card if our balance wasn't challenged. So maybe instead of thinking of the seriousness of the imbalance or the challenge that is set to that imbalance, maybe think of it a little bit as a leveling up game right now, whatever it is to get you through, in that this is something that you can use, not to prove to anybody else, but to yourself, the balanced state that you can create, withhold, withstand, and transmute within you, to take that water into wine, to take that negativity into positivity, to transmute for the betterment of you, and therefore around all the others around you. They'll be affected. You want to do so much good for everybody else outside of you, but doing this within you actually has that knock-on effect of all those you love around you. Where they're losing their balance, the only thing you can do is keep yours, and that's by doing that alchemy. You can't create balance for them. It has to be for you, and they have to lead. You have to lead by example, basically. Don't put so much heaviness on yourself about other people's balance state or imbalanced state. I hope that helps.
Someone made the comment, and it's true. It's amazing to me as I watch y'all, is that how separated by thousands and thousands of miles, and how there is the synchronicity in these cards. It's just, it's quite amazing. Amber, Christopher Gallagher, it looks like.
Hey, Christopher. Let me see if this will work here. I don't know if that's going to be bright enough, so let's see. All right, so we've got 10 of Wands. What I see with this 10 of Wands is that you're carrying a lot of burden. You feel like there's not enough time in the day. And I also got the Lovers reversed. So with that, it means there is people in your life that could probably take some of the load off for you. And it's time to maybe start delegating some tasks to other people and not take on the load of everything, because you're starting to wipe out a little bit. And that's fire. So you don't want your fire to dwindle down to nothing, because we need your fire. So try to, separate the tasks more, so you're not taking on everything so much. And then we've got this, the Air Guardian. Just shift your perception, possibly knowing that you don't have to do everything on your own. You still are a strong, fiery person, but that doesn't mean that we don't get tired sometimes. So just try to take the load off, basically.
Another balance situation. The temperance, the balance is just showing up everywhere. Far out, Amber. Thank you. That is, and by the way, we can see that. Just
Okay,
let you
good.
know.
Perfect.
Nina, you have Pam Vogel, and then Anita will be after that.
All right.
For you.
All right. So for Pam, we got new beginnings. So the magical guidance. This card heralds a brand new chapter in your life. You've already noticed challenges or even breakdowns in relationships that have always been familiar to you, both at work and in other situations. This is because you are at a turning point in your life, and certain forces need to leave before the good stuff can come in. It's been a long, hard slog, but there's a glimmer of hope sparkling in the distance that indicates a destiny you've been wishing for. New ideas, successful projects, and golden opportunities await. You have a second chance. Throw caution to the wind and trust in the great mystery as you walk into your future. So that sounds interesting. Huh?
That's a far out card. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah.
I'll sign up to that. Far out. Thanks, Anita. Blue Angel, Steve.
All right. Blue Angel. Blue Angel. So I got for you the Ace of Cups reversed. something popped up in your life that's it's got you pretty upset. You know, you don't like it and you don't want to be dealing with it. There's for this emotion, you've got a process that you're going through. I've drawn Yera. Yera is about cooperation over time. It's about the relationship between things, and this emotion, you're going to have to figure it out like a puzzle piece in order to transmute that emotion into something palatable for yourself.
And they've done that. Jen, Christina Free Love, and then Amber Joe Sapien will be yours.
Okay. Okay, Christina, we've got the Ace of Cups here. So this new beginning, you've almost been frightened of this overwhelming brimming of bliss, in that you are questioning yourself as to how you can feel this way at this moment in time. Well, because you've been put in the work in, you've done something within yourself that has created this new beginning emotionally. It feels like an elation, a release of old emotions has set forth time for you to go forward with a lighter load, prettier crystals in your water inside of you, and there's this. But don't be psyoped and held back by this old set of beliefs that your emotional state has to be reflected by the outside. You know, that you can't be in this emotional state, not possibly. And when is it going to possibly end? Because there's so much going on outside of you that isn't emotionally blissful or happy or balanced. That's not the case. You've done enough of this work that miraculously and brilliantly you're standing up with this new emotional, balanced, blissful abundance. Don't ruin that. Don't slate that. Don't limit that. Just go with it, and don't be afraid to. It almost feels like you feel a little bit crazy for having this emotional balance and bliss. Because of the outside that we're dealing with right now. The outside might look crazy. You are actually one of the most sane people within your environment, because you've found this for yourself, even in the most difficult of emotional circumstances. So this is a huge plus for you and a huge leveling up for you personally. So just flow with it, just go with it and enjoy it, please.
She is digging it. I just saw her. She's apparently it hit us a point there. Amber Joe Sapien.
Hey, Joe. All right, let's see here. Kind of pulled something similar to the last reading I did. Let's get that up on there. All right. We've got Two of Pentacles. It's backwards. This is a beautiful card. So the eagle represents working hard, doing things on your own, kind of similar to the last one I just read, but this is more of allowing other people to help you. So if you have a project in mind, you might want to ask for some collaboration, because that might actually help you get whatever you're trying to go for. Don't be so stubborn and not ask for help, because this is definitely saying, like, have somebody collaborate with you. And then we've got the Star, which means that you are being heard. You have something guiding you. an idea. Let's see here. And then we've got the hunter. So the hunter represents tracking down what you want. And don't let what you're tracking down end up hunting you. I don't really know how to explain that. I hope that that resonates with you, but I think just ask for help so that you don't end up being overwhelmed and you don't end up falling short of your goals.
I'm going to say, yeah, thank you. I like that. The hunter, don't become the hunted. Yeah, that I love that. Thank you, Amber. Nina, I have Anita, and then Steve, Angel S, and Jennifer. I have Deep Thoughts Here and Now, and then Amber, I think it's Free Life. So just kind of give you what I have coming up.
By the way, and that hunter, that lines up nicely with the stag.
Exactly.
Yes, it does.
It has the horns reach to the heavens. You know, it's all about going after what you need for survival and also being connected with higher source energy so that you can be fruitful with what you're going for.
The chat room is noticing the synchronicities as well. They're abundantly. So Nina, I think you're up, right?
Yeah, so we got Anita, I believe.
Anita, yes.
So lighten your load, it says here. Lighten your load. You have the choice and power to remove yourself from a stressful situation or simply take in your stride. Stress is completely voluntary and something we allow ourselves to feel, even if this may not seem to be the case as you face the responsibilities that your life demands. Give your exhausted and tortured mind a break as you start to see things with a brighter outlook. Lighten your load and allow laughter to break you free from the self-imposed prison cell. It is the only way to strengthen your immune system and inspire hope while protecting you from the damaging effects that stress has dealt you. So I don't know if that's the case for you, Anita, but if it is,
there is a theme.
There is, yeah.
There is a theme. Thank you, Nina. Steve, Angel S is what I have.
All right. For you, we have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords. So, you've been handling an idea that's kind of new to you, and come here. Oh, there he goes. So you've been handling this idea that's new to you. So just understand that you don't know everything about it. I have Ansuj is what's popped up, and it's reversed. So Ansu's reversed is a rune you have to be very, very careful about. Loki likes to get in here, and he likes to give you the half truth, the lie of omission, to twist up the meaning or the understanding of it, where you've got some element of the truth in there, but it's misrepresented in some way, shape, or form. So you're going to want to get a sense for what within what you know is very gives you joy, gives you satisfaction. Focus on those things and your understanding of it, to make sure that this child playing with this idea is happy.
Every time I hear a Loki, I go, oh crap. Thanks, Steve. Jen, deep thoughts here and now.
Okay, deep thoughts here now. We've got the page of Pentacles, the page of Cups, sorry. And so this is a loyal person who is bringing in messages that deal with the emotions, that is a compassionate message, something going towards. Now, the Queen of Wands comes out with it, not taking no for an answer. And so there's somewhere maybe where you've been cutting yourself off, with the Queen of Wands being a very open and compassionate queen that is she holds the space where other people feel comfortable. She holds the space where other people feel creative in. But the thing about this queen either coming into your life, or you being the Page of Cups going towards said queen. So there's something to do with a true admiration here, but where you might question this kind of linking up right now, whether it's you going towards somebody or somebody coming towards you, there's a loyalty here. There's a genuine nature here. So don't write it off just because of how you've been feeling about yourself. If you are the one going towards a certain Queen of Wands, do it bravely and do it boldly and show the real you. Don't be afraid to show your true colors, who you really are, because there's a loyalty that's being seeded here that'll last for a long time between two people, whether it's friendship, whether it's love, that is for you to know. But there's loyalty here. That's the word I keep getting. There's true compassion and true loyalty to be had here.
Thank you, Jennifer.
You're welcome.
Miss Amber, and I believe it's Free Life. I could be completely wrong, but let's go with that.
Free life. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And it's up to the panel. I have a list of one more round. It's really up to y'all. We can end it now and carry this over to next week. It's really up to the panel here.
Don't matter to me. It's up to you.
Yeah, I don't mind pulling a couple more cards. It's up to you guys.
What's that?
Yeah. I
I'm
can
going.
push it past 3:30, but I'm good.
All right, so we'll do one more round, and Nina, yours will be Brian Lunsford. I have James B, which would be for you, Steve. Loretta will be for you, Jen, and Cosmic Convergence would be for you, Amber, I think, if I got that right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So this is for Free Life. So this called to me, so I'm going to read it. So this one is the Five of Pentacles. It is It is a conscious decision to wear fur, and all conscious decisions has physical consequences. Is your body starting to show signs of the decisions you have made over the years? Your physical body is the best point of reference you have to how your decisions have affected you. Take an inventory of all that is working and all that is not, which goes perfectly with this one, the Chariot. The Chariot is our energy, our thoughts create ripples in the ocean, and the ripples affect every other water particle in it. So it's a continuous flow of energy. So what I feel with this is that you may be making excuses for a lot of things that you continuously choose to do over and over again. So just remember that if you're thinking negatively about your body or a job, there's always consequences to those thoughts. So try to change your mindset to more positive things, what you can do, not what you can't do. Focus on what you can do, and then slowly implement that stuff. Then we have the Moon. take note of intuitive messages. So you're being told, you already know what you need to do. So just try to stay positive. You got the drum, dream a journey, dream and journey. So like I said, your thoughts create ripples, not just our physical body, but it ripples throughout everything. So just listen to your heart and actually have the discipline to do what's right for you. It's very important. That's it.
Fantastic. Thank you, Amber. All right, last one's panel. Brian Lunsford for you, Miss Nina.
All right, so this is a really excellent card to end with here. For Brian, it's called Blessings.
Fantastic.
When you desire someone else to experience the world through the sacred eyes of sanctity, honor, and gratitude, then you offer them a great blessing. This is a wonderful way to work with the pure energies of the universe and to attract a cornucopia of abundance in your life. Remember that everything you send out comes back to you threefold. So open yourself up to receive great blessings from your guides, angels, and great masters. As you say prayers for the world, dedicate candles, partake in yoga, read spiritual books, chant, and burn incense as you raise your vibration and truly light up your life and ultimately the world.
Brian, fantastic, dude. Yeah. Dude most high, I gotta tell you.
Dude most high, I know, right?
Yeah, I love that. That'll be a moniker for this group. Steve, James B.
All right, James B.
I get James Brown in my head, you know.
All right, James. So when I was running around and I was doing these draws, I shuffled on my my Rider Waite, and the Ace of Cups popped up again, but direct. So for you, you're having the exact opposite emotional situation. For you, you've got this Ace of Cups. It's direct. So you're working with a new emotion that's serving you well. And I also happen to draw the same rune for that Ace of Cups. So Yetta has popped out. So so you likewise also are going through the process of integrating this new emotional experience you're going through.
Far out. Thank you, Steve. Jennifer Loretta.
Hey, Loretta. So the nine of swords comes out for you. And so we've got this feeling, it's the nightmare card. There's been an interruption in sleep, I feel, for you, where you don't feel rested even when you sleep. So some nights you're getting very little sleep, and some nights you feel like you should have had a full night. But during that sleep process, you're being disturbed. Now, this is your thoughts, the words that you take in of others and the words that you take in from yourself. I'd advise you not to watch any TV at all while you're in this. Strip away as much excess words and thoughts outside of your own thoughts at first, and then see what you're left with to deal with. I think it'll be far less than you anticipate. There's a lot of absorption going on here, and you're taking on board a lot of, like a sponge, a lot of excess weight that you don't need to be sucking that up. You don't need to be sucking that completely up into yourself so much that it disturbs your rest. It disturbs your peace, your equilibrium. And so we've got it's the Magician, but it's in reverse. And it feels a little bit like you're falling both from the TV, so that would be like the collective stage, but also in your individual life, a little bit of not a little bit, a lot of a trickster energy, of an energy that would want to take away from and add to in a negative way. So using words deliberately that they see you squirm with, using words deliberately that would get you triggered into this response of loss of hope, loss of balance, loss of thoughts of your own. I just feel like if you could be strong enough to strip both in your individual life yourself of the excess thoughts and words of others around you, and on the collective stage, looking at social media headlines in mainstream media, I feel like you would find it so much easier to deal with this, and you have far less personal baggage than you're carrying collective baggage right now. So I really urge you to do that, because I think you'll see an immediate lift, and it gives you that opportunity to be able to just deal with what needs to be dealt with, rather than going around in circles about things that can never really be dealt with by you because they're not yours to own. So I hope that helps. I really do.
Thank you, Jennifer. Wise words in there, by the way. And this will be our last one. I know there's others on here, folks. I know that, but we could go till 2 o'clock. So I'll carry the names over till next week. Amber, you will end this for us with Cosmic Convergence.
Hey, Cosmic Convergence. Hope you're having a good day. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay. All right, so we've got 4 of Cups reversed. Next time I'll work on this better. I kind of like this setup though, so I'll make it to where you can see these better next time. 4 of Cups reversed is feeling bored, feeling stagnant, feeling like you might have missed out on something. Possibly, well, I better say this too, and then it'll make more sense. So and then you get the Ace of Cups. So what I feel is you need to appreciate yourself more. Know that you have a lot to offer. Your stagnancy sometimes is a good thing. Maybe go and read a book or meditate. Focus on that spark of light that you are, so that you can appreciate the moment that you're in. We've got the White Witch. Be the light. Be the light. Focus on pushing out that light. See the difference that it makes when you go around friends and family, and just focus on your aura reaching out to everyone as long as you feel safe with them, and just fill it with love and watch the room shift. Because I think that you're feeling just like you're in limbo right now, but you're very important, and people need you to express, even through energy, what you really are. And then you have the Mountains. Stand your ground. If you have negative thoughts that come up, just refocus those thoughts. No, actually, that's not true. This is true. And just whenever you're thinking something like, oh, I'm not moving very fast, something's stagnant, just stand your ground with yourself. That's what I keep hearing. Don't let those negative thoughts get into your way of being the light, because you are that. And like I said, I think it would be good practice to kind of be in a room, and you can even change the energies around and just play with it, as long as it's not like, negative or anything, but just see how magical you are. I think that'll help you.
Fantastic, Amber. That's powerful. I like those cards too. I like that White Witch. That's pretty powerful.
Yeah, they're really pretty.
Well, on behalf of the panel, Nina, I'll update your information. Everyone, make sure you subscribe to their channels. Send them emails. Let them know what you. I think I've read it on the chat room, and it's 100% across the board. So Panel, thank you all. Thank you, everyone. We do this every Friday, and it seems to get more popular. So thank you, panel, for your gifts and your talents, for sure.
You're
All right,
very
everyone.
welcome. Thank you for having us.
Well,
Thank you.
y'all are the
you.
best. All right, folks, have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Bosto to one and all, and favor.
Bosto.
Bosto.
Bosto.